Hello everybody, SlimKirby here. Welcome back to more of The Legend of Zelda, Link's Awakening for the Nintendo Switch. Last time we did a little bit of extra stuff. As you can see, I'm sporting a brand new blue tunic here. We paid a visit to the Color Dungeon. We have achieved the power of color, and with that power of color, we're going to continue on the game with pretty much double defense. Definitely do not need it, but hey, I'm not going to complain either. This video, we're going to be attacking another dungeon. This dungeon's a little more important to the actual plot here. We're going to be going inside level 5, Catfish's Maw. Now, Catfish's Maw is over here. You're probably wondering, how the hell are we supposed to get in here? Well, this little whirlpool should be giving you a hint. If we dive down here, we find a little subsection. And if we swim through here, the subsection will... I can't talk, apparently. But this subsection will lead us to the actual dungeon front. So, here we go. Let's enter and take on the next dungeon. So I kind of alluded to this in the last video. This is where I feel like the dungeons start getting a little more complicated. Especially this one. Not only is it a pretty big dungeon, but there's also a lot of different staircases and subsections along the way. And it's kind of a roundabout process in getting the dungeon items that you get from this. But it's also one of the best items in the game. So it is definitely worth the tribulations you go through in here. But we have to definitely get there first. So first of all, we need to get that door open. So let's go ahead and do that. There we go. Can't move forward the other direction yet because we don't have a key. In here we get the compass, so I guess we're still going to be kind of strewn along this path here. Oh my god. These enemies are so annoying. These enemies are honestly a lot better to deal with than Link to the Past, because in Link to the Past you can at least hit them from the side at the very least. But no, you need to be in the back to hit these guys. So you have a bit of a platforming puzzle, you know, in Zelda. No, you're probably not used to that, but Link's Awakening is a very unique beast here. I mean, I guess there technically was platforming in Zelda 2. We don't talk about Zelda 2 because I am not a huge fan of that game. Zelda 2 is fine, it's just not my cup of tea. Definitely my least favorite Zelda game that I've played. I have to make that distinction because people always ask about the frickin' CDI games when I say it's the worst Zelda. I have not played the CDI games. I'm sure they're probably really bad, even worse than Zelda 2, but I can't, you know, say that they're the worst until I play them. That's just the way I am. So yeah, right here, nothing's happening. This room looks pretty interesting, though. We have 4 colored blocks on the ground. Maybe something to remember, hint, hint, hint. For now, let's just start making our way back, though, because we have things to do. And yeah, I don't know if it was like this video where I alluded to it, or it was the end of the last video, but this video, or this dungeon rather, may actually take up the entire video time, if not longer. Because again, this is a pretty long dungeon. Especially when you just consider the path you have to take to kind of, you know, get through this dungeon. And even then, like, even as much as I've played this game, and as much as I should know, like, the layout and everything, even I kind of get, not really lost, because it's more of a case where it's like, okay, I went this way, I was supposed to go the other way. It's more so me not remembering, like, which room leads to where. So I have to kind of look at the room and go, okay, this is this room. This room is not important yet. I think this actually leads to the stone beach, so since I've been kind of collecting those items anyway, I guess it's not too bad that I found this. Oh my god, seriously, these enemies, Almasaurs. And see, like, that should have counted. Like, I don't even think the hitbox was that bad in the original. Like, it's really strict in this game. So there we go. You found the stone beak. That's 2 of our dungeon items, or of our standard dungeon items. Always have to make that distinction because, you know, you have the dungeon items and you have the dungeon item, which is the big item you get that allows you to do more things in the game. Okay, so I believe we don't want to go over here yet, so we can skip this for now. But we will be back later. You can probably tell from some of the puzzles we have here what exactly is going to be our big find for this dungeon, but I'll still keep you guys in a little bit of suspense if you can't figure it out. If you can't destroy a skeleton with your sword, try using a bomb. So kind of like the Stalfos Knights in Link to the Past. How appropriate. I guess it's kind of the same thing we're talking about here. Well, if they're going to suggest that, I'm not going to say no. Let me do this. Let me put them on different buttons. Okay, so here is this skeleton they talked about. This is Master Stalfos. He doesn't look too tough. But yeah, just hit him. Once he gets knocked down, use the bomb. You basically want to wait until he kind of charges up and does his little wind-up attack. Then you lay the bomb, blow him up. Arg, I can't beat you. I'm out of here. Hey, doesn't this room look kind of familiar? Especially with just this one light blue square this time. Let's see. I've got what was inside this box. Come and get it if you can. From Master Skull. No, Master Stalfos. Either way, you guys get it. It's the same person. Okay, so let's actually, I think we need to go this way first. Now imagine if we had the red tunic right now. We'd be destroying these guys even more. Red tunic plus piece of power, that's a piece of broken right there. Okay, did we get all of them? Okay, we did. Yeah, you want to come to that side of the room just to destroy one of the gels, because that'll actually help when you get back to that room on the other side. Look, we're back in here, and sure enough, this was a, well, it would be a kill room. But you can also just push this block here as well. Oh, so that guy actually does respawn. Okay. They must have changed that up a little bit. Because I feel like in the original game you had to actually go, like, all the way, like, to that room just to kill that guy to open the door. Wow, we just had the piece of power and we lost it. Now we got the Guardian Acorn. Now we have like what, like a quarter or defense or 3/4 defense. Do enemies just not hurt us now? Like I have no idea. Okay, so there's the map. I unfortunately went the wrong way here. I wasn't supposed to come to this room immediately, but that's okay. Again, take notice. There's 3 squares on that floor. So yeah, if you haven't figured it out yet, we're trying to find Master Stalfos so we can get our dungeon item. And he hides specifically in those rooms. So what you have to do is you have to find the room that you're looking for. So, like, here's the second room. Gulp, you found me. Yes, we did. Thankfully for, like, the second and third. Actually, no, never mind. That's weird. In the original Link's Awakening, the second and third phases only took 2 hits. I guess they changed it again to make it a little more, I guess, authentic, I guess. I always just kind of interpret it, like, because he was, like, running and hiding, like, he obviously would be weaker. Well, still, at the very least, if we cleared the way ahead, we could have gotten back here pretty quickly, so and there we go. So now that we're done with that, let's go ahead and look at our map. We have to go all the way back to that one room we found earlier. This is the 4 room. And keep in mind, this was connected via a staircase at the very beginning of the dungeon. So, yes, we have to go back to the beginning of the dungeon to essentially get the item that we came all the way to the middle of the dungeon for. It's a little annoying, but it is what it is. It's kind of a clever puzzle. It kind of forces you to take notice of your surroundings, that, oh hey, this room looks like these other rooms. Where else did I see a room like this? I know that was like the first thing that happened to me when I played this game when I was younger. Like, I was just looking everywhere. And then all of a sudden I went back to this path here with like the platforms, found him in the last room, and I was like so excited. Because like, oh my god, I found him. And I found him so quickly too, even though I probably didn't. But still, I was a kid, so I didn't know any better. Okay, so here is the final fight with Master Stalfos, Master S. We actually did a jump attack that time. Shame he's still pretty much the same skeleton, so he's not difficult. Ouch. He did get a hit on me though. That was me being too slow, not really him getting stronger. And I think this is a very weird design for the hookshot. It does not look like the hookshot normally does, but we'll just say this is this game's imagining of it. You got the hookshot. Its chain stretches long when you use it. So here's the thing about the hookshot. In the original Link's Awakening, the hookshot was one of the most broken items in the game. Not so much in this game. It stuns enemies, which is good. Definitely a good use for a good item. The problem is, in the original Link's Awakening, the hookshot just straight up kills some enemies, so, you know, it got a very understandable nerf in this game. But with the hookshot, it makes these Helmasaur enemies a lot easier, so that's one good thing at least. But again, like in the original Link's Awakening, like you could just use the hookshot non-stop on these guys and just take them down that way. You wouldn't just remove the mask. So yeah, it's not as busted as it was before, but it's still a very good item. And using it, we can get a lot of different chests in here. Get that 100 rupees here at the start. And we can now basically go through the dungeon and collect all the stuff we were unable to get beforehand, which is nice. So I need to get a key at some point soon. Let me make sure I'm going the right way. I need to go north. We'll check out this room over here in a moment. You see, like, even these guys you'd be able to destroy easily with the hookshot in the original game, but again, now that it's been adjusted and nerfed, we can't really do that. But yeah, the hookshot is great. You can latch on to a lot of different things with it. It makes movement around, like even the overworld, a little faster because you can just hook shots at random things and move faster. It's just a really, really good item. The hookshot is, and probably will remain to be, one of my favorite Zelda items in Zelda history, just with how useful it is. And, you know, with how broken it is in some games, but still, just with how useful it is in general. So we're actually going to go over here first. I think this is ultimately the way to the boss. But I'm doing this now, just to get it out of the way. So here's another mini-boss we have. These are Gomas. Gomas of Zelda fame. And the thing with these guys is they have a giant eye that you want to shoot. And they also have different moving patterns. If they start to shake, like if they just kind of like rock back and forth, they're going to open their eye. If they shake, they're going to charge forward, so you can kind of do tell what the enemies are going to do. And once again, something that's not capable of being done in this game that could be done in the original is the multiple enemy trick for mini-bosses, where because there are two Gomas in the original game, if you kill one, leave the room and come back in, the other one will be defeated as well, so that's always been a kind of an interesting aspect of this dungeon. First Goma's down. But yeah, I want to say this is the first time you actually need, like, the bow and arrow. I think this is the first hard required need for the bow. But you can also do some interesting skips around this dungeon too, so you know, not completely need the bow, but still doesn't hurt to have, so you can actually like fight these guys properly. So yeah, like I said, this will actually lead to the final boss, so we're not going to go this way, but we do have the warp to get back here faster, so we'll just use that for that when we're ready. For now, we have other things we need to get done. We have more hookshot points to explore. So we're going to go all the way back around to that one room that had the water you could dive into, which is this room right here. If you dive down here, you'll find an underwater section with bloopers, and I think this is actually the case. Once you beat this dungeon, because you've seen bloopers, not only will that unlock the blooper figurine inside the Trendy game, but it'll also unlock the next part of the fishing minigame, which we haven't done yet, so there will definitely be some fishing done in our future. Probably not in this video, though, because, yeah, this whole video is probably just going to be this dungeon. So there we go, got the Nightmare Key. So we're all ready to go for the boss. I think there's still, like, a small key that's in the dungeon. Let me actually just look at the map. So we have, like, a couple of rooms over in this direction. And we have, yeah, this little corner right here. That's basically where we're going next. So we're about done. So just a little over 20 minutes is what this dungeon ended up taking us, which seems about right. Honestly, that's still pretty, I think, pretty fast for this dungeon. I think I remember in the original project, this dungeon took like 3 videos. But I also went to get the bow, like, in the middle of it, too, so that's probably what made it take so long. Because, yeah, if you couldn't tell, there's just a lot of rupee chests in this dungeon. Basically kind of telling you if you don't have the bow, then you should be able to afford it now if you've just been collecting rupees throughout the entire game. There we go, got the small key. So yeah, I think with that, yeah, well, I'm gonna go ahead and do this. I'm gonna just warp back to the beginning of the dungeon and take the warp tile. There are some other rooms of the dungeon, and I might want to like go through them just to like explore them and say that I have explored them. But there's actually like nothing in those rooms. They're literally just empty rooms that kind of show you where the boss chamber will end up being. They actually, like, just again, do not do anything. Which I always thought was really weird. So yeah, over here we need that key to obviously get through that. Gonna also long shot over here. Or hook shot, not long shot, but you guys know what I meant. And yeah, let's go ahead and fight the next boss. So, you are the outsider, come to wake the windfish. Hee hee hee, I shall eat you! I love that threat, like, I'll eat you. Like, I won't destroy you, I won't, I'll make you wish you've never been born. It's, I'll eat you. Always found that weird. So this boss is kind of intimidating at first glance, but it's really not that bad. Just a matter of hook-shotting his mouth, pulling him forward. You have the tail that kind of goes around the room as well. That's really all this boss is. I think he's actually easier in this game than he is in the original, if I'm not mistaken. Doesn't take as many hits. He does pull out a decoy sometimes, so if you pull out a decoy, obviously you're not going to get any hits on him. It also just explodes for some reason. And wow, he's already dead. Tisk tisk, you don't seem to know what kind of island this is. Hehehe, what a fool. Hehehe. Yeah, well, I don't really care. There we go! Dungeon 5 completed. Wow. That did not take long at all. Let's go ahead and grab our 5th instrument of the sirens. We got the Wind Marimba. Shrine. The island's secret in the shrine. Guys, I'm so freaking excited. There's one reason why I'm excited for that, and I'll get into that later. Very quickly, I'm going to cut just to showcase those rooms really quickly. I know it's not much, but like whatever, I'll show them off just to, in the interest of completing everything. Okay, so I'm back in this room. This is the room where, obviously, we were tempted by the item, but then Master Stalfo stole it. There is actually a staircase here, and this staircase kind of goes to those set of, like, 3 or 4 rooms that we didn't really get to see. Like I said before, these rooms are absolutely pointless. Like, there's no reason to even go through here, if I'm being honest. Which is, again, a weird thing to say, because, like, every dungeon room should have, like, some kind of purpose. I guess the purpose here is to give you the owl statue, at the very least. Dive under where torchlight beams do cross. Okay, so I think that's just, that's one room where you dive under to get the key, and then there's the boss door, and here's this again. That's literally all this was for. I guess this is technically another way you could get to the boss room, I suppose. But, yeah, like, I guess this is why the Gomas are technically, like, not required, because, you could just, jump over here and skip over, not even having to fight the Gomas. But yeah, that's pretty much that. So nothing really to speak of in those rooms, except I guess the hint. But I mean, you could tell that was deep water in that room, so it's like it makes sense that, like, why would this be here? Of course you'd want to dive there. I don't know. Game's weird, man. But yeah, that's gonna be it for this video. We are done with Catfish's Maw, which means next video we're gonna be back to overworld stuff. I don't know if we're gonna be making straightforward progress to the next dungeon quite yet, because there's actually a lot of stuff we can do now that we have the hook shot. There's a lot of cool things we can get and a lot of things we can explore. Like I said, we can also go back to the fishing minigame and do more of that. I'm sure there's more stuff at the Trinity game now, so next 2 videos will probably be some more overworld stuff, and then I'll get back to the dungeons after that. But yeah, thank you for watching, everybody. I'll see you guys next time, and yeah, later, folks.